Welcome everybody to another edition of the Countdown. This is Corey, rocking it solo today. So I watched TNA, and I see that they are now official. They are actually officially going to make the move from Thursday to Wednesday nights. And there's a few things that are interesting about this whole move. One thing is that, and I looked up into this. Seems like TNA is doing this because SmackDown is going to be moving from Friday to Thursday nights. I don't think WWE made official word on this yet, but there was a production truck that said Thursday night SmackDown. So obviously, I imagine that they're going to move back to Thursday nights unless it's a giant typo. In that case, then this is interesting. But that'd be crazy. It was just a giant typo. Someone actually, oh, I'm supposed to type Friday. Oh man, I'm going to repaint that whole thing. But so SmackDown's moving to Thursday nights. You got all the sporting events: football, baseball, basketball. Obviously, not all going on right now, but that usually happen on Thursdays. So Wednesday's a lot less competitive with sports. So it's not actually a bad move to move to Wednesday nights. But the thing that kind of is curious to me is that right now Spike isn't re-signing TNA for another few years. They're gonna end their relationship with each other and let them go off and do their own thing where their channel will take them. And Fox Sports One just came out, and they're not going to take TNA, but they weren't going to take WWE when they were negotiating with NBC. They're like, it's not worth our price. It's not worth it. Whatever. So you got to think we're kind of they're going to go with this, and maybe this is kind of the idea that Spike TV's thinking about maybe re-signing them. If they're like, hey, you know what? Let's move you to Wednesdays instead, and maybe we can work with you guys a little bit more, because TNA's ratings, whether they didn't get as high as Spike TV wanted them to. From what I hear, Spike TV set a goal that, hey, we want to get 2 million viewers an episode, and TNA really didn't hit that. But after going to these New York tapings, they've been, I think even before the New York tapings, they've been putting on solid TV, solid pay-per-views. Lockdown, everyone's saying, oh, this is how TNA puts together a pay-per-view. Then Slammiversary, everyone's like, oh, man, another great pay-per-view. And I think TNA's really been pulling it, really doing a great job ever since Bound for Glory. Now, they've had little mismatches here and there, Magnus' title reign for one and all that stuff. But they really have done a great job with TV, and they're creating stories, and they're creating characters, and they're not focusing as much about just the storytelling, just the talking. Before it was a lot more talking, it was a lot of promos. It was almost like 50 minutes of promos, or an hour and a half of promos, 30 minutes of wrestling. Now it's a lot more wrestling, which is good, because this is what TNA was so great at. They have such great talent. And I digress. But so now you got to think, is now maybe Spike thinking about re-signing TNA now? They're like, well, you know what? They are getting better ratings. If we move to Wednesday, maybe we can do even better. And you got to think if, because the TNA is ending in October. Spike TV, their contract ends in October. What it said is that Spike's willing to keep them on a little bit longer until they find a new home. So obviously they got to have some close, relationship with each other that are like, hey, your other contract ends, we'll still keep you around a little bit longer to kind of work with this and, make sure, you guys are all right. So obviously they have a good relationship with each other. And you got to think moving them to Wednesdays is actually just trying to help benefit them even more. So you got to think that maybe this could be the start of negotiations actually turning in the right direction. By putting them on Wednesdays, got to be helping out TNA. I mean, I really think that Spike TV may be really considering picking up TNA again. This could be a real good sign for TNA. We'll just wait to see. But you guys leave a comment down below on what you guys think. I like to think, obviously, that Spike is picking back up TNA, but we'll just have to wait and see. All right, let us know what you think in the comments down below, and you guys rock and roll.